The coronavirus outbreak has profound implications for many sectors, and the fashion industry is no exception. To thrive in this environment, companies must think strategically, sharpen their decision-making, and keep their fingers on the pulse of customer demand. They need to get digital right and to address consumers increasingly concerned by the climate change agenda. At the same time, they must cater to local tastes across multiple markets and cultures. One size will not fit all. The bottom line, brands that can align with the dominant trends and continue to innovate are most likely to ride the challenges and emerge ahead of the pack. To learn more about this topic, we're joined by Renée Lindo, personal stylist and owner of Let's Get Dressed Now, a boutique and personal styling service in Toronto. Renée Lindo, welcome to the Feminist
So happy to be here. Very good.
Well, let's begin. Fashion executives are focusing on crisis management now, but eventually must shift to reimagining the industry. How will changes to the global economy and consumers' behavior affect fashion in the post-coronavirus world?
I really think that we're going to be seeing people investing in quality, looking for versatility in their clothing, and a much slower fashion pace. We're used to all these trends and really fast fashion, which has caused so many problems with our environment, which is a well-known topic, but much slower, digital, and people being much more conscious of how we're spending our money and how we are determining what to wear. What I also think that's interesting coming out of this is that we really don't know what fashion will look like. You know, there are kind of two trains of thought that, well, maybe since we've been so kind of restricted and just wearing our joggers and comfy clothing, that when we come out, it will like an emergence and there'll be more color and more vibrance and people wanting to do and try just to feel alive again. And there's also the thought that because we're much more comfortable and casual, that is also going to progress and be the norm. So, you know, the jury's still out, we don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Now, the fashion industry is propped up by women. We spend 3 times more on clothing than men, but fill a majority of the entry-level jobs. Even so, fashion has a gender equality problem. Many companies have increased their commitment to gender diversity, but I wonder, why does progress remain so very slow?
Yeah, I think, well, fashion is a part of the bigger economy. It's a part of how the world is. And just like in so many other industries, there is huge gender disparity and inequality across. And when you look at the fashion industry, yes, we have we graduate 80% of the fashion schools are women. They come out excited and vibrant and ready to take those roles. But then something really happens between that and to elevate to those next levels. And it's some of those common themes that we see again, right? The mentors aren't there. The old boys network is still alive and well in the fashion industry. And there's no real guideline or no help to progress. And then you have maternity, right? So in that age where just women, right, where we're having children, it takes us out of the game for a bit. And also, being a woman, we're not taught to advocate for ourselves, to negotiate hard, to ask for those roles, to ask for the jobs, the more money. That's something that, you know, from my corporate background, that I am so conscious of, being able to advocate for yourself and ask for the jobs that we want, and be confident in our value that we bring.
I wonder about the influence of woke consumers on fashion. Is this an issue with your clients?
Well, I consider myself like a translator, an interpreter for my clients. And so when they want to really express who they are, who their personal brand is, and I help them to translate that so that they can introduce themselves to the world. But now with, you know, sustainability being a topic that people are thinking about and talking about, again, with COVID, wanting to be more deliberate and conscious of the choices that we make. For sure, if people are really concerned about that, then it's my job to know which brands really are more sustainable. It's not just about a hand tag, right? It's really about looking at the overall process. If the companies are really embracing the overall process of sustainability and being able to guide my clients. And even
fashion has a huge waste problem. Clothing rental and resale are resurging in popularity with market disruptors such as Real, Rent the Runway, capitalizing where traditional brands have been slower to act. What's the balance here?
I think there's a place for those subscription boxes or rental. I don't know if it can take over someone's entire wardrobe, because people still want to own some of their clothing. So I think your staples is clothing you're going to invest in and wear all the time. You're going to invest in those. But remember with rental, and then I see rental as for your one-off events, where you have to get really dressed up, where you don't want to invest in that piece and wear it one time, right? We're back to the whole sustainability and environmental topic. You're going to wear that piece once, so why invest in that? The thing to keep in mind with rentals, there's no alterations, right? So you can't alter those pieces. You have to return them as you got them. So that's one of the reasons I don't see it becoming a mainstay in people's wardrobes. I see it more as just an adjunct. If you have somewhere to go, you need something different, more expensive, then you rent.
Yeah, interesting. Finally, is it time to rewrite the fashion rules, Renee?
Well, first of all, I don't believe in fashion rules, number one. I think that, there are some rules that kind of exist for whatever reason, but I am a strong believer that our fashion and our style is how we communicate who we are to the world. It is how we say, this is who I am, this is my value, this is my brand. And so I work with my clients to really support them in being confident in expressing who they are, because that is where your power is. When you are your authentic self, when you can bring your secret sauce, your pizzazz, your jazz, your unique qualities to your space, to your work, that's where you're powerful. Right? Nobody else can beat you on that race, right? When you're authentic to you and your style, that's really when you shine. So fashion rules, and for sure, I think women of today are more confident in rocking what they're comfortable wearing, what they're confident in. So I don't think as a rule we really follow fashion rules. They exist, you have it in the back of your mind. But I believe that today's woman is stepping forward and wearing what she wants to wear and be comfortable.
Renée Lindo, thanks so much for taking the time to be on The Feminist Perspective. We appreciate your views and thank you for sharing them.
Thank you so much for having me, Sophia. This was awesome. Glad to be here.